Hi everybody, it's Jerry Pie here with a Redstone build today, prompted by this Reddit post actually. So I'll leave the link down below, but let's get building. Hello! So this was a request by Easy88 over on the Redstone subreddit, and they requested a needlessly complicated toll door. So as you can see, I have here a toll door. I can't open it. If I press the button, it does nothing. So we got toll passes here in the barrel. You grab your toll pass, you stick it in, you press the button, and voila, you are allowed through the door. This is also safeguarded, so if you put anything that isn't the toll pass, it doesn't let you in and actually rejects the item and leaves it in the dropper. The other thing that was asked was to make sure that the toll pass would come back to this barrel. So for example, if we take all these out, we put our toll pass through, you'll see that it comes right back to the barrel. So this design is good for the honor system if you're playing with friends, but if you're playing on a multiplayer server or with people you don't necessarily trust, I also designed this one. This one, there's no toll passes here until you actually pay. The payment gets taken immediately, and you'll notice that there is now a toll pass here. So the redstone behind here is actually pretty compact, and now I'll show you how to build it. Now, this top row is stuff that is essential. So go ahead and pause the video and make sure you have exactly this. These are building blocks. So any kind of building, I have grass for the floor and stone for the walls. The sign is so you can, make a little display like I did. And then the wool is for the different redstone circuits so that you know what's going on so you don't get messed up. These items here are essential for the item filter. This can be any item whatsoever, renamed, whatever. And then this would be the actual toll pass you want to use. It can be a paper, it can be a stick, it can be whatever you want as long as it's renamed. We're going to start by building our floor. And then on that floor, we're going to get your walls. And then you're going to grab the door, your barrel, and your droppers. Now, the door will go here. Here, you're going to want to punch out this block. And then you're going to want to punch out this block as well. You want to come in behind the wall and place the dropper facing backward. Now, here, you're going to place a dropper facing up. And then you want to shift right click so you have a dropper facing you. Now, in front of that dropper, you're going to shift right click again and place the barrel. Then you want to grab your button. Again, shift right click on the back of the dropper, and that will be what activates the whole system. Then you want to grab your hoppers. You're going to feed one hopper into the bottom, then another hopper, again, shift right clicking into this hopper. And then you're going to want to grab one of your wool blocks for your first redstone circuit and build out 1, 2, 3. Place a temporary block here and place a dropper facing into it. Then you're going to remove that temporary block and finish the wool pattern like so. So you want to grab one of your comparators, 3 redstone dust, and your torch. And then you're going to place the comparator facing away from the hopper, 3 redstone dust down the top, a redstone torch here. This will lock this hopper right here in place. And then you want to grab one of your repeaters and place it facing into the back of that redstone torch. Then grab your items. And you want to place the 4 garbage items here and this stack of 42 right here. Immediately one will drain and one will always remain inside this hopper right here. That's what you need to prime the system. So then you just grab yourself a couple more toll passes. You stick them into the barrel. And this is what people will use to access your toll system. So you want to grab your second redstone wool color and place a block here next to this hopper. Then you want to place a block here and 2 more blocks here. Then you want to feed a repeater into the bottom of that dropper, a redstone dust here, and a comparator here facing away from this hopper in the middle. Now, it's very important that this repeater is set to 4 ticks. Otherwise, this will get stuck in here and permanently power the system. This same detection is actually what's going to open our door. Using the last color, we want to come through under the door and punch out these 2, and then replace it with wool so we can run a redstone line down to here. We're going to go wool, wool. We want to go down 1 because otherwise this redstone torch will power it. And then right here, we're going to go 2 by 2. Then you want to grab redstone dust and run it down to here. And then run it from here all the way across. And these 2 spots, you want to put a pulse extend. Now, this will determine, these 2 comparators will determine how long this door stays open. The last thing you do is put a nice sign, and then you name your price. Beautiful. Moving on to the slightly more complicated build. This one uses 4 different redstone circuits, hence the 4 different colors of wool. And this one will use 2 different filters. One will be for the toll pass, similar to that one. One will be for the payment system. You could also make it 1 diamond block. You could make it an iron ingot, a golden nugget, really anything you want, as long as this other filter item is renamed to not match anything you don't want accepted. Again, these are going to be building blocks. These can be anything you want, but this on the top row you need in exact amounts. Again, we're going to start with a floor. Then on our floor, we're going to have our walls. Then we put our iron door down, and voila, we are locked out. Then, just like last time, we're going to punch a hole here and here. We're going to go around to the back side and put a dropper facing backwards. Here, we're going to put a dropper facing upward. And then we're going to shift click a dropper facing forward. On this one, we're going to jump and place a barrel like that, so it's distinguishable from the barrel that we're going to put here after you break that block for payment. Then you want to grab your hoppers, and just like last time, feed a hopper into the bottom dropper, a hopper feeding into the back of that hopper, and again build out 3, put a temporary block, and then a hopper facing into the temporary block. Remove that temporary block and finish your item filter with the redstone dust, the comparator, the repeater, and the redstone torch. Then you want to go into this hopper and put in your 41. Oh, that was my bad. You need 42 on this one. So then it empties down into this one here, and then you're gonna put your extra toll passes in this bottom dropper, and then this is where the toll passes will get recycled and recycled and recycled so that you never run out of toll passes. Don't forget to put a button right here, and then dig out a small pit so you have room to work with. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna place a barrel here, so 2 down and 2 over from the payment collection barrel. Then once that's in place, you want to put 2 hoppers leading into the back. Make sure you shift right click, and then 1 hopper facing into the solid block there. Once they're in place, grab a second color of wool so you can differentiate between the circuits, and then we're going to go 1, 2, and then 3 here. We're going to break that one, place a fourth one and a fifth one there. We're going to place a redstone torch there, which will lock this hopper in place. And then you want to grab, similar to this one, you're going to grab a repeater facing that way, a comparator facing outside of the hopper, and then redstone dust on top. This is a slightly smaller version of this one. To set up your filter, you're going to want 1 diamond here, 1 diamond here, and then 1, 2, 3, and 18 items in the last one. This will ensure that every time a single diamond goes in, it immediately gets picked up and deposited in your payment. So then we're going to want a third color of wool. I'm going to use light gray for this one. And we're going to grab a comparator output from this hopper right here. So we're going to go, and on the side of that block, we're going to want a redstone torch. On top of that redstone torch, you want another block and a redstone torch on top of that. This redstone torch should be off. It's very important. And then from here, we just put 2 more blocks here, a redstone dust there, and a repeater to redirect the power into that bottom dropper. Just like that, we have our payment system. You put your payment in, you get your toll pass out. Grab yet another color of wool, and we're gonna come back to this hopper right here, similar to how we did in that one. And we're gonna want a block here next to this redstone torch. And then we're gonna wanna take a comparator output from the hopper, a block there, a redstone torch here, a redstone torch here, and a redstone dust here to make sure that this torch is off. Now from here, we're gonna grab a redstone signal and feed it onto this side of the door. So very important that you go redstone dust, block, repeater, because otherwise this redstone right here will interfere with the line and the door will open every time you take payment. So it's very important to have this solid block here fed by this repeater. Then we're gonna bring our redstone line down here. We want to go 1 block deeper so this redstone doesn't interfere with the redstone down here. We're going to lay out a 3x2 area. Then you're going to want to connect these 2 here. You're going to want a comparator and a comparator there and there, a redstone dust there, a solid block here so that it doesn't interfere with that one there, and then 2 more there. And then just like that, we have ourselves a functioning system. Then the last thing you need is a nice beautiful sign, and just like that, you have 2 different versions of an overly complicated toll door. I hope you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, give a subscribe, give a like. It would really help me out. And thank you so much for watching. See ya!